Hello, hello, hello. This is Kathy Cross coming to you on the 21st day of May with reflections. Reflections are a look back at my day and to share with you, hopefully to encourage you, to inspire you to keep on keeping on. And the day started with communion. And as I think about communion, I think about how we can remember what Jesus said for us to remember. And one of the most important things I think to remember is what he did for us and how he finished his assignment. And so he is seated up in the heavenly I believe it's at the right hand of the Father, right? He's done his work, he's finished the work. And the work that he did, no man could do. I mean, no man could do. So that's really, man, communion. I just can't imagine not doing communion as often as I do. He says, do it as often as you do remembering him. And I've never done it to the extent that I've done it in the past, I'd say almost 2 years. I've been doing this. And lately it's been as a moderator, but before then it was as a participant, listening, sometimes falling asleep. But man, now I can't wait to get up, even though I don't necessarily get a full night's sleep. I can always go back to sleep, but getting up at that early hour, that 3 a.m. for me on the West Coast, I just can't imagine not doing it anymore. It's just, and now I'm looking at it's so dark in the background here, but hey, it's night and everybody's going to bed. And it's 10:18 here. And so that's actually quite early for me compared to how I've been, showing up. And so Thursdays are typically full days for me. And this morning I did not have my Lions Club meeting, so I got to sleep in. So I believe I had a good 8 hours, maybe 8 hours if you count it all together, right? Maybe three on one side and five on the other, or something close to it. So, wow, I'm starting to see little shimmerings. Maybe that's angels coming to visit me and say, hey, it's time to go to bed. That's fine. I will do that very soon. And so I had a Toastmasters meeting today at noon. I'm part of Meridian Toastmasters, and I did a speech today. And the thought came to me about an egg. And so I gave uh, basically, they said it was TED Talk worthy. I gave a speech about an egg, and I gave an analogy of the egg being a metaphor for people, for life, for me, a metaphor for the exterior, right? Our skin, our shell is that outside of an egg. And then I talked about our mind, our will, our emotions, which is that second layer, that egg white. And then the third layer, that center, that core. I talked about it as being our spirit, right? We're spiritual beings having a physical experience, right? In our emotional states, right? Whatever state we're in. And so I shared that and I gave several examples of each layer of who we are. And I gave a call to action to actually draw an egg and to write down those different layers of yourself and really think about, is this my life? I even thought about cracking the egg if it were a raw egg and just showing that the runny part is kind of how our lives are. Sometimes it gets a little messy. And then I thought, maybe I should do a boiled egg and pull the outer part out. So I just have different ideas on how I can expand that talk. And it's a thought that came to me. And I even think I might even create a little audible story time book, audible book with different stories that as the Lord gives them to me, and I'll just share them. So I'm enjoying doing that. So I think that's another avenue of creativity for me. So I'm grateful for that. And then this afternoon, I had a couple of Zooms that I listened to on insurance because I did let my insurance license lapse, but I'm going to get it reinstated. I just got to get those clock hours fulfilled. I did finish my clock hours on my CDY, which happens to be Community Development of Washington. It's what I do to support my mother, will support to help her. It's one of the things that now, as her caregiver, I am starting to get paid because it's been 8 years, almost 9 years, and they weren't paying me. So it's been almost a full year of getting paid. So it's a nice additional revenue stream, which is helpful. And so, what else can I share with you? I read Proverbs 21, and it was delicious, as my friend Arlene says. I'm trying to think of, wow, it talked about how it's better to dwell in certain places than it is to be with a contentious, rickety, divisive woman. And the way I look at that in any relationships, in any relationship, it's always better to be with someone that you are equally yoked, get the pun, equally yoked with, instead of someone that is totally not in the same arena as you. Because if you don't have that same basis foundation, then it makes it really hard to communicate and share opinions and perspectives, because the person can't see your perspective because you're in another ball field, as you say. Or maybe I also think of cryptocurrency in that regard. So like the blockchain, if you know anything about cryptocurrency, there are different chains, and if you are trying to exchange currency and you are on the wrong station, the wrong railroad, you have the wrong fuel, you can't make that exchange. You can't put premium in diesel. You can't put regular in premium. Well, you could, but it won't work. And it won't work long if you talk about a vehicle. Preaching to the choir. So that's my share for today. I really enjoyed sharing with you. And remember, if you like what you're hearing, like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next time. Have a good night.